Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Is the slide visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So today is the last one. We will finish the syllabus. As you can see in the syllabus, most of the items are covered already. So today we will be covering the last one, which is this active methylene compounds. The active alkylation, conjugate addition, synthesis of different structural unit using active methylene compounds. Okay. So uh, in order to start with active methylene compounds, which I have already discussed before, as you already know that active methylene compounds has this general structure which is like this. So you have a methylene group, that is CH2 group, which is connected with two electron withdrawing group. It could be same, it could be different. E1 and E2, that is an electron withdrawing group. So we have seen many examples like this acetyl acetone or diethyl malonate, ethyl acetoacetate. So we can also put other compounds such as nitro compound, nitrile, CN compound, or even we can use this kind of cyclic diones can also act as active methylene compound. We will see example of this one at least in today's class. So active methylene compounds are used in many places. We have already learned non-natural synthesis, which also involves active methylene compounds and an aldehyde or ketone. So we will be using that kind of reaction in majority in this example today. So mostly we will be using active methylene compound and a Michael acceptor, which we have learned in the last class, right? So there will be Michael acceptor and it can react with the in 1,4 fashion followed by ring closing, and that reaction is known as Robinson annulation, correct? So that Robinson annulation will be used in many of the examples that I am going to show today, and that all use this active methylene compound for the synthesis of different structural units. Okay. So important reactions of active methylene compounds involve alkylation by alkyl halides mostly, then conjugate addition to alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds, and also decarboxylation steps. We will see these examples. So what does this alkylation means? It is very simple. You add base. So one of these two protons are highly acidic because of the two electron withdrawing group. You just add base and then one of this proton will be taken if you are adding one equivalent of base, and then it will form a negative charge, and then you take an alkyl halide. Okay, let's say I take one equivalent. So this negative charge will then attack to this R2X, Rx, to form this kind of monoalkylated active methylene compound. Add one more equivalent of base, and then this proton, which is also active, will be gone, and again you can add another different alkene. Okay, so you can have disubstituted non-symmetrical disubstituted active methylene compound. You can synthesize in this manner. In this fashion, you can also synthesize cyclic systems. Although the yield of cyclic systems are usually less, but you can in principle make these things. So for that, you again take this active methylene compound, use sodium ethoxide, and you take a dibromide, in this case alkylene dibromide. Okay, so first base will pick up one proton from here. This negative charge will attack here. One of the bromine will be lost, so that you get this compound. Then again you take sodium ethoxide as a base, and another proton which is here will be picked up and attacked in this bromine center, so that you finally get this compound. Okay. So you can generate a cyclic system in this manner. Okay. Okay, now let's see conjugate addition in one of these cases. Other alkyl addition also there. Okay, let's finish the alkyl addition first, then we'll come to the conjugate addition. So you can take this kind of acetyl acetone, add a base, so it will form this negative charge acetyl acetonate, and use another alkyl like methyl iodide, which is mostly used for methylation reactions, and then you can have methyl here. Or even you can take tertiary butyl bromide, and then you can also alkylate in this fashion. So these are most of the alkylation reactions, which are very simple, base promoted, no problem. Next is we can come to this conjugate addition. Okay, like Michael type. Most of the time it is Michael type, because in this case the nucleophile is mainly soft in nature, because it has two electron withdrawing groups, so the negative charge can be in conjugation with both the electron withdrawing groups, carbonyl groups. So this negative charge can be in conjugation with both of these, and so the negative charge is basically soft in nature. Okay. So then you add base, make a negative charge here. This negative charge, you take a Michael acceptor, alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. This negative charge will attack to the 4 position, because as I said, there will be a soft combination. So mostly it will attack to this 4 position, and you can get this kind of compound. If you repeat this step one more time, you can attach another substitution of this one here. Correct? Okay. Now let's see the third type, that is the decarboxylation step, which we will be using extensively in the following examples. Okay, which is a very powerful way to attach different functional groups. Okay, so in this case, so this is ethyl acetoacetate. If you ignore this alkylation part, then you take, let's say this is 4, so that means N-butyl bromide. You take a base and react with N-butyl bromide, then you get this compound. Correct? Then what you do is you hydrolyze this ester bond. So it will form a negative charge, you acidify it, it will form OH. But then this OH is a beta keto acid. Beta keto acid means it can form 6-member cyclic hydrogen bonding. Correct? That means if you do the heat treatment, this carbon dioxide will be easily removed, so that ultimately you will get this kind of ketone. Okay, so simply we can make such ketones. Okay, this kind of cyclic systems can also be made. We will see this in the coming example. You can basically take 2 bromine here, propyl dibromide, and take this ethyl malonate, diethyl malonate, and use base, and you can get this compound. Okay. So now you hydrolyze these 2 ethyl ester to form this COOH and COOH. And now one of this carboxylic acid is bitter to the another one. So if you do the heat treatment, one of this COOH will be removed, and you get this compound. Correct? If it is like cyclic diester, again you hydrolyze this in acidic condition, you get dicarboxylic acid. Again, these are beta acid to each other. So if you do the heat treatment, one of the carbon dioxide will be removed. So you get finally this compound. Correct? In this case, even if it is not a beta keto, but beta cyano also performs in the same way as beta keto does. So in this compound, first if you hydrolyze this ester, it will form what? Negative charge. Acidify it, it will form an acid. Now this beta cyano acid can also form 6-member cyclic ring, which could also eventually be forming the transition state. Therefore, if you do the heat treatment, here also you can observe removal of this carbon dioxide moiety. Okay. So after after the tautomeric form, you can get this kind of compound. Okay. You can add functional group. So this moiety, this is cyclic system, but this also resembles kind of an active methylene compound, because the methylene CH, the hydrogen here is mostly acidic, because C double bond O and CO2 ET both are electron withdrawing. So the proton here is acidic in nature. Now if you add base, here we are adding sodium, so it will pick up the proton from here, and then you add benzyl chloride. So it will react to this system and benzylation will happen. Then hydrolyze this system CO2Me to form CO2H, and then do the heat treatment. It is a beta keto acid, so this CO2 will be removed. So then finally you will get this compound. Okay, got it? Any question? Any doubt? Okay, if not, then let's see some of the reactions. How do we do them? So it's the synthesis of different structural units using active methylene compounds. Okay, so this is the first example. How can we make this compound? So if you remember, I have told I think a couple of times before that when you are given an unknown compound and you are asked approach, your first approach would be to think from where I can get this molecule, or to think how to go backward directions. The backward directions are mostly realized or mostly thought through disconnection approach. I have already mentioned about this, that this disconnection approach, which is very powerful, so you can go back in the reaction sequence using the disconnection approach, and then you have to end up with a commercially available starting material or easily available low cost starting material. Then you need to go towards the forward direction to accomplish the final product. Correct? That is basically the disconnection approach. Here we are going to follow the same. So this is our starting material. How do we start with this disconnection approach? First, we can cut this one. So because we see there is a double bond, this double bond can be formed taking a methyl center and a ketone center. That we have already seen from aldol condensation reaction. So we can cut this to make this side as a ketone and this side as a methyl. So this becomes a symmetrical system. Correct? You can say why we should put ketone here. Why not in this side and this side? But then you will end up with a CHO here and just CH3 here, right? That will not give you anything. That is not at all logical, because you will not get aldehyde and ketone together. That kind of compounds are not available. And if it is the methyl center, it won't be any more acidic. So this is the only logical way to cut. Correct? So when you are going backward direction, you also have to be logical, logically thinking that is it really possible to come back? Correct? So you cut it, this side you make it a ketone, this side you make it a CH2 minus. Ultimately that can come from CH3. So in this way, this becomes like a symmetrical molecule. How can we make this molecule? Again, we can cut here. How do we cut? Before cutting here, we need to add a functional group. Okay, when we are going back, this kind of double slided arrow are used. This kind of arrows are used. Okay, so before cutting here, we need to add a functional group, because we know that we can remove this functional group. How? Just hydrolyze it, acidify it, and heat it. It's a beta keto ester, so we can remove it. So we can add a functional group here. Okay, and now you can cut it. If you cut it, you can put a leaving group here and put a hydrogen here, like this. So here, if you use base, this hydrogen is the most acidic, so it will form the negative charge. And this carbon center is the most electrophilic, where this nucleophile can attack. Correct? So now you go to the forward direction. In forward direction, you use normal arrow. So these are the these are the arrows for the backward direction. These are the arrows for the forward direction. So now you use sodium ethoxide in ethanol. What it will do? It will take the acidic proton from here, because this is the active methylene compound. So these protons are acidic in nature. Now it will form a negative charge. Then you take this compound, which is there is a bromine group, which is a good leaving group. So this negative charge will attack here. You get this compound. Now we need to remove this one. Okay, because otherwise, if you use base, negative, this proton will be more acidic. So then there will be a problem. We need to remove this one. How do we remove? As I mentioned, hydrolyze this one to make COO minus, acidify to make COOH, then do heat treatment. It's a beta keto acid. This will be gone. Okay. So then you will get this one. Then you know the simple aldol condensation reaction. Aqueous alkali heat. One of this is symmetric. One of this CH3 will form CH2 minus and attack to this carbon center. Okay. So then you will ultimately get this compound. So did you understand this problem? Any question? Any doubt? Did you understand?
Yes, sir. Sir, once,
Yeah.
can you explain the first step, like how did you think to break that double bond?
Yeah. So generally when these kind of compounds are given, you need to see some place where you can easily make that one. So like we know already that if you do an aldol condensation and followed by acid and heat treatment, you will easily get a double bond. So double bonds are the ones which are easily made. Okay. If you see few examples, then this idea will be clear, because this is the first one. So you might be thinking, why should I break it here? But if you see few more examples, then this will be clear that yes, double bond is the place where I would think to break it, because I know easily that aldol condensation followed by dehydration will give the double bond. Okay, that is why we need to also learn those basic reactions which we already learned in this course. Those idea of those reactions will help you to think how to go back. Okay, so if you cut
Yes,
it,
sir.
yeah,
Sir, but here, like you already said that the synthesis, we are doing synthesis using active methylene compounds,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
if we were not told that, even then the thought process would, our first thought should have been that we should cut the double bond.
yeah. So we are using active methylene compound here. In one of the step, you have active methylene compound, right? So we
Yes,
are
sir.
using active methylene compound here. Yeah. So it's not necessary that in each and every step you have to use active methylene compound. That is what is not asked, but you need to involve an active methylene compound to synthesize this. So basically your basic starting material is ethyl acetoacetate. Correct? So that is an active methylene compound to start with. And at the final step, we are using aldol condensation. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, good. So then let's come to the second example. This example we have done before. So I want any one of you to answer this question. Who will answer this? How to get it? You know it for sure, you know it. Anyone? Any guess? You have done this before, not once, many times. We did this example at least 3 times. Okay, so then let's start with the backward approach. How can we go back? So this compound, how do we think? So we can think that how can we put this 2 phenyl group here? That is one place we can think, because if we can think there, then this compound, which could be like double bond O, O, ET, that will become an ethyl acetoacetate, an active methylene compound, and we can just put 2 phenyl group, okay, and then just hydrolyze this one.
So we will have to protect one of the double bond O groups.
Yes,
And
yes,
then we can use a Grignard reagent.
yes, absolutely. So that is what we are going to do. Okay. So like first you do that, remove one phenyl. Remove one phenyl. Then again cut this one, remove the second phenyl and put a leaving group here, OET. So this become ethyl acetoacetate. Now you recognize, right? So then we need to protect this because this is ketone, this is ester. Ketone is more reactive than ester. If you use pH negative, it will react to the ketone center. So you protect it. How do you protect a ketone? You use diol, right? You need to form a ketal because acetal, the normal ketals are not that stable for ketone, right? That we know. So we need to use a cyclic ketal. Now use 2 equivalent of PHMGPL and it will attack here. One equivalent will leave this OAT, you get this ketone. Another equivalent will react to form this alcohol. Now you use dilute acid. This dilute acid will protonate this one as well as remove this ketal protection. You get the compound. Right? Makes sense? Okay. Good. So this one is also very easy. If you can guess. This one is actually very easy. We have done this in the first example.
So we can first protect the carbonyl oxygen,
Okay.
and then we can attach a cyanide group at the end and hydrolyze it.
Yeah. No. Active methylene compound.
Oh, okay. Yes, so we can use the similar that one C double bond O and one C double bond O ET.
Yes. Correct. Yeah.
What is the-
No, but that is not a beta keto. I mean, that is not ethyl acetoacetate. That is not active methylene compound. You have 2 carbon in between. There are 2 carbon. It's not one. Where do you cut this molecule? Okay. So I'll take it. What you can do is first you can cut it here, somewhere here in this bond. You can put a negative leaving group here. You can put a leaving group here in this carbon, and you can add a functional group of COOET. You can just convert it into COOET. You can add a COOET and cut it. Okay, something like this. So add a functional group and cut it here and make it a COOET, because you know if you hydrolyze it will become CO2H, COOH, COOH. You heat it, one of the COOH will be gone. So if I use this one, this is an active methylene compound, and here we can just make a leaving group like this, and this case COOH whole 2. This is your active methylene compound. So now you know very easily that okay. So I should not have done that, but anyway. So then this negative charge will attack that one. So this bromine will be gone. You get this one. Hydrolyze this one, KOH. Both of these will be hydrolyzed. Use dilute acid followed by heat treatment. These are beta keto acid to each other. So one of this COOH will be removed and you get this compound. Got it? Clear? Okay, let's come to this structure. Anyway, this was a little bit tricky, so I would not even ask also. How do we get this molecule? This molecule is somewhat similar to the first example that we have seen. So here we first cut this double bond. This side is your ketone, this side is your CH3. You already have COOET. If this COOET is not given, you would have to add it as an addition of functional group, which we did in the first case. Okay. Then you cut this one, make it a double bond. Okay. So this becomes your Michael acceptor, and this becomes your active methylene compound, ethyl acetoacetate. So MVK, you can stop at this stage. You do not have to even cut and do this. It is not necessary because methyl vinyl ketone is easily available and cheap starting material. Okay, so you can stop in this methyl vinyl ketone stage. So now you know very well ethyl acetoacetate. You use sodium ethoxide in ethanol. It forms a negative charge here. Methyl vinyl ketone is your active methylene is your Michael acceptor. So this negative charge will attack here, so that you get this compound. Now this is already in basic medium. So in basic medium, a ring closure will also happen. Okay. So it is actually kind of an aldol. It will form negative charge here, and it will attack here, so that you get this compound. Okay. Correct? Got it? So this first Michael followed by aldol condensation. What is this one? This is called Robinson annulation step. Correct? So we are using Robinson annulation to construct a lot of this kind of smaller units for doing synthesis. Okay. Okay. Dimidone. I think I told last class itself the synthesis of dimidone. Did any one of you remember how did we synthesize dimidone? Okay, this one, how do you do it? You cut it first here, make it one CO280 and CH3. Then again you cut from this side. Okay, you add a functional group here. You make acid diacetone alcohol, the dehydrated product of diacetone alcohol. What I mean is this one. So you first cut it here, make it put a leaving group and a CH3. Okay. Now you cut here, but before that you need to add a functional group, CO2 so that it becomes negative charge, and you cut here and you can put a double bond here like this. How this can come? This molecule is known to you. It is a familiar molecule. We did this by using this acetone, and we did the aldol condensation. Okay. We took acetone and we did the aldol condensation in the basic condition, or you can use acidic condition so that you get this dehydrated product, this one in one step. So this one we have already started in the beginning when we were learning this aldol condensation. Okay, so you take acetone, do this aldol condensation, you get diacetone alcohol. This is your diacetone alcohol. Now you heat it in presence of a mild acid. There will be dehydration. You get this product. Okay. Now this is basically a alpha beta unsaturated ketone, which is an Michael acceptor. Okay. Now you use diethyl malonate. This one, CO2 CH2 CO2 So then you use a base NO80. So this will form a negative charge, attack here, and you get this compound. If you get this compound, now the process is very simple. This is already the base is there. So in this base medium, this CH3 will form a negative charge and attack here. so that you get this ring closure. So this is also an Robinson annulation, because you remember that not only aldol but also some sort of Claisen ester condensation after the Michael addition is also called Robinson annulation, right? This is also kind of a Robinson annulation. But at the last step, what do? You hydrolyze this one, CO2H, CO2 minus, acidify with direct HCl, CO2H, do the heat treatment, CO2 carbon dioxide will be released from here, so that you get dimethyl. Got it? So this is the dimethyl synthesis. It's not very difficult. It's just cut here and cut here. So you get these two. These are made from aldol condensation. You get this compound. Then diethyl malonate. This is basically an intermediate which quickly converts into dimidone after you do this. These three steps. These three reactions are used in a sequence most of the cases when you want to remove this CO2 ET, which is connected at the beta position to this one. Now, this is very interesting. This molecule looks very interesting, correct? How do we make it? Can anybody guess the initial step? This is little bit longer, but I think you can guess the initial step I have mentioned already.
So we can break it from the middle of the two squares,
Here,
and we can have a ketone on one side and the methyl like on one corner, and the methyl on the alkyl on the opposite corner.
okay. Yeah, to some extent this is correct. To some extent it is correct, okay. This is basically done in a stepwise manner. Okay, this cannot be done in one step, but a stepwise manner. What do we do? We do it is convert this COOH into CO2 ET first, ethyl ester. Then add another CO2 ET. Then you cut here. So then you get diethyl malonate and CH2Br, CH2Br. In the forward stage, you just use a base diethyl malonate and the CH2Br, CH2Br. You get this compound after hydrolysis and decarboxylation. This CH2Br can come from OH, which can come from ultimately CO2ET, CO2ET. Again, actually, one of the CO2ET, CO2 will form here. Okay, let's see that. So you first make this as CO2ET and add another CO2ET and cut here. So you get CH2Br, CH2Br and CH2CO2ET whole 2. So this negative charge can attack here, another CH can attack here, and you can form this one, correct? Now, this CH2Br can come from CH2OH by reacting with PBr3. This CH2OH can come from CO2ET, CO2ET, because if you reduce it with lithium aluminum hydride, they will form this CH2OH, CH2OH. This one again forms something like this, so you can cut here and form propyl dibromide, 1,3-dibromopropane, correct? So now it can be easily visualized, isn't it? So how do you go in the forward direction? You make a negative charge here, react it here, the bromine will be lost. It reacts here. Again, in presence of base, another proton will be taken up, negative charge will attack here. So you form this compound. Okay. Now you reduce it with lithium aluminum hydride. Okay, so that you get CH2OH, CH2OH. React it with PBr3, it will convert this OH into Br. Mitsunobu reaction, you know that. Now you use another molecule of diethyl malonate in sodium ethoxide in ethanol. This negative charge will again attack here, another base will take up another proton and attack here. So you get this one. Now this CO2ET, CO2ET hydrolyze this with KOH, acidify with dilute HCl, and do the heat treatment. One of this carboxylic acid will be lost, so that you get this compound. Okay. So even though it looks very complicated, the synthesis a bit lengthy but not very difficult, because it's basically repetition of the same step 2 times. Okay. Okay. So this is the last example. This example also we have done it before. So you want to say anything? Anybody? This is very simple actually. Can you visualize this? Okay. So yeah, it is very simple. You know this, I mean, this example was there when we were learning this Robinson annulation and also intramolecular allyl condensation reactions, correct? You cut it first here, you put a double bond here and CH3CO here, okay? Something like this. Then you cut it from here, you get methyl vinyl ketone and this compound. This methyl group can be easily removed because you know this compound is kind of an active methylene compound. In the first slide I told that I will give you this kind of example. So this is that example. This molecule can also act as an active methylene compound. Okay. So this methyl group can be added, so you can remove that methyl group and form this compound. Okay. How do you synthesize this compound? These compounds can be synthesized same as dimidone. So first you cut here, so CH3 and COOET, and then CH3. So you put a CH here CO2ET and cut it from here. So it will form like a methyl vinyl ketone. Okay. And from this side it is an ethyl acetoacetate. Okay. So then you go to the forward direction. You take this one, add a methyl group here, then another molecule of methyl vinyl ketone followed by ring closing. So the Robinson annulation. Let's see the full procedure. Yeah. So you take this diethyl malonate. So it's not ethyl acetoacetate, it should be diethyl malonate. So you cut from here, then it is CH3CO, and then you can make like methyl vinyl ketone, and from here CO2ET and put another CO2ET here, so that it will become diethyl malonate, and this will become methyl vinyl ketone. Okay. So this is your methyl vinyl ketone and diethyl malonate. 1,4 addition first, you get this compound, correct? And now this is basically an intermediate, because here you are taking sodium ethoxide to generate this base. That same base will again take the proton from here and react to this center, CO2ET, so that you form this compound. Now we need to remove this CO2ET. You know very well how to do. You can just take KOH, HCl, heat treatment. The CO2ET is gone. Now this 2CH2 is very much acidic because you have two C double bond O group. This 2CH2 is an active methylene group. Take a base and take CH3Br or CH3I, anything, and then you take one equivalent of it, and then one of the CH3 will be incorporated. But this another proton, which is also highly acidic because of this 2COOET group, can be easily taken up by NaOET, and you react it in presence of methyl vinyl ketone. So this negative charge can now attack here to form Michael reaction, and then sodium ethoxide can take up proton from this CH3, which will react here. So ultimately aldol condensation will happen here. So again you are getting a Robinson annulation here, so that you are getting this final compound. Got it? Is it clear? Any doubt? Okay, so then we will stop here today. That is it for this syllabus. So mostly we have covered all the topics, and yeah, the amount might be little bit more than the organic chemistry one, but then I mentioned that this is your 3 credit course, so the content would be a bit higher. But since we have taken the exams in intermediate fashion, I hope it was not a burden or overburden for you. So I hope it was okay with you. So since we have finished this, now we will have an exam in the next class, considering after Claisen condensation up to today's topic. Okay, the entire thing. So it would be as usual, like 20 marks, 25 marks, and 1.5 hour. So 25th would be the exam, and from 26th onwards, the presentations will begin. So I told already all the rules for the presentation. It will contain 10 marks, and the schedule is also with you. So on 26th onwards, we will start the presentation. So make your own slides. Do not take the content from this teaching material. Then there will be no fun. You already know these examples. You can make a new example. You can find new examples. Then it would be good. People will enjoy. Everybody will enjoy. And upload your presentation into the folder that I have created. Okay. Then people can download from here and from there, and they can see it offline in case if there is any problem with this online presentation model. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So just hold on. I will take the attendance. Okay.